Hello everyone, it's dragonplatinum here, and today I'm going to be taking a video. I don't know how long this is going to turn out to be. I have nothing kind of scripted. This is just coming from my head to the mic to you, because recently, I guess, Roblox has decided to remove their events that they had hosted for about, I think, as long as I have been on the platform, and I've been on the platform for about 9 years now. I guess they finally decided to start to remove events. Now, this year's Easter event is slated as the last event ever. That includes, at least as far as I think, sponsor events as well as their normal Halloween, winter, summer games, kind of Easter style events. I don't think they're going to be doing those anymore. And I don't know how I feel about it, if I'm being completely honest. I think that this will hurt a lot of channels. Like not even talking about the events themselves, but just the YouTubers I know, myself included. I know that this will hurt a lot of the channels who mainly focus on events. I myself probably am going to get a little bit of hit from this because of the removal of events, although I do have my reviews and gameplay and stuff. Events were a big part of this channel, and so I'm definitely really sad to see them go. Definitely some other channels, people I've talked to, they're going to get hit really hard. As far as I know, most of their channels are just based on events, so they're going to have to definitely try to adapt and come up with something new, which I know they probably will. But it's definitely going to hit them hard for a while. Now, as far as the players going, I think this is a bad move. I've enjoyed events for quite some time. I've always loved collecting the free hats, the eggs, everything like that has always been awesome. However, at the same time that I say that I'm sad to see these events go, I also feel kind of happy. Now, I know that sounds really strange, and just hold on a second, let me explain why I feel that way. So, the reason I feel happy that events are being removed is that over the years, they have gradually gotten worse. Now, I'm pretty sure I have expressed my distaste with the events as time has gone on. This year's Easter event was kind of definitely not one of my favorite ones we've had in a long time. I was quite upset with the way it was done. Things like requiring the compass with, it was like 195 Robux game pass. Like that's just something you don't do. Like, it was bad. It's kind of hard to explain because, like, I understand that developers want to make money, and I'm totally for that. I totally understand that, and I totally get that. But at the same time, I'm sure that there's something going on behind the scenes where Roblox lets them know, okay, you're going to be getting this huge amount of traffic to your game for these events, so be prepared, get your updates done, make it look good. And while I think some games delivered really well, they did really good jobs, you can tell that some other games, at least for this event, were kind of cobbled together last minute, and I don't know, they didn't really have that same feel that events of the past ever did. Now, this year's actual event place for the Easter hunt, I thought it was alright. Definitely was not one of my favorites, but it wasn't bad per se. It just wasn't great either. And that's not to downplay the developers. I wholeheartedly bet that they worked their butts off to get it done, and I totally respect that. I get that game development is not an easy thing, and it shouldn't be treated as such an easy thing. But at the same time, I've been sitting here doing events, making tutorials, doing guides, talking with fans, talking with friends, and just watching. And I've watched the quality just disappear over time. And I think that's why I'm happy in a way to see events get removed. Like, I think it was 2013 Hallows Eve event. Yeah, 2013, 2014 was, I think, my all-time most favorite event that I've ever played. The way that they did the whole trick-or-treat mechanic, all the little shoulder buddies that you could get, they all looked really nice. All of the ways to get them were challenging, but not unfair. Although I know that that event had its own problems, I'm able to look past it because you could tell there was straight up effort, content, and love put into that project, and events leading after that one just slowly got worse. Now, a thing that has soured my taste for events over the years has actually probably been sponsored events. I have never been a huge fan of them, personally. I don't get me wrong, like, this year's egg hunt, we had the Marvel eggs, and I'm a huge fan of Marvel. I love the characters, I love the superheroes, I love everything to do with them, but I don't want them in my egg hunt. And I like the eggs, but I don't want them in my egg hunt. And I have no problem with those items going for free on the catalog and being able to equip them to your avatar. That's totally fine. I understand that. But I don't know. I don't want sponsors in my events. And I get that from a company standpoint, Roblox is like, okay, we can make money. We can pay for the servers or whatever. We can get the event down, get hooked up with a cool brand. And that totally makes sense. I totally understand that. I am all for that. But I think it's because of especially just these sponsor-focused events where it's just focused on the sponsor. They're small, tiny events, but it's just heavily focused on their sponsors, has slowly started to degrade the quality of the rest of the events over time. Now, I'm sure that it might be just me getting older, getting a little bit more spiteful, getting more toxic towards the events, and I don't want to seem that way. I'm probably coming off a little bit as that way, but I've really been disappointed with the events. I didn't even complete the 2018 egg hunt because I couldn't. It just wasn't fun. I did not enjoy the event, and that's hard to hear, yes, but it wasn't fun. I couldn't enjoy it because I didn't get the joy out of it that I thought I would. 2017 egg hunt was amazing. It's actually when the channel took off. I actually had really fun hunting for all the eggs because they were all very creative. They're all really fun to do, and the game was pretty stable most of the time. But that's another thing that I should probably bring up, is that the stability of games has also gotten worse. I think it's this event and the events sort of around the 2018, 2019 area where I have gotten multiple comments, messages, just talking to people saying, man, this game just runs so poorly. Do you have any suggestions of what I can do to make it run better? And other than lowering your settings, there is no way to make the games run better. They run at what they run on the device that they're running on. Now, I know my laptop is old. I've had this thing for years, but it's still a good piece of hardware that should be able to run the games pretty good. But things like, I think it was the escape room for this Easter event, completely destroyed footage for this. Like, the footage got corrupted somehow, I don't know why. But just the game was lagging overall. It was horrible. I don't know why it lagged so much, but it was. And the game wasn't even that big or that intensive, at least it didn't feel like it was. And it just lagged horribly. Now, I know this isn't Roblox's fault exactly. This is more on the developer of the game who had the egg in the game. But still, it's part of the event, and it should be treated as such, with a lot of care put into it, especially for those who are on mobile, where they're not going to be running as well as a PC, or I don't even know if Xbox can do most of the things. I don't use Xbox, so you'll have to let me know, but I don't even think Xbox could do some of these event things. I honestly don't know. So yeah, I guess that brings me back to, I am personally okay with events being removed. I've been here for 9 years watching events go by. I have enjoyed a whole bunch of them, but recently just have stopped enjoying them altogether. They've been, well, at least what I feel like, just small, cash grabby, kind of there because it has to be there. Not a lot of effort thrown into it as it could be. I know that there's always effort thrown in, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there could be more effort put towards the events, and could be supported more heavily by Roblox instead of just relying on the developers, because I know that the developers want to work on their games, and I'm sure it's a complete honor to have their games for the events, but I don't know, man, it's just been worse off, in my opinion. Now, feel free totally to disagree with me. I know that lots of people love the events, they love the hats, I did too. That's totally fine. I'm not saying that that's not a correct opinion. I'm just saying that over the years, things have gotten worse. And so maybe Roblox is taking these events out because it knows that they're getting worse, and it's going to take some time to maybe think about doing them a different way. Now, they're also going to be changing up from events to, I think it was either daily or weekly sponsored games, which I think is cool. I think it's alright because it pushes developers' games forward, especially the ones that you might not see on the front page every day, which I think is totally fine. I actually left Roblox and do not play Roblox as much as I used to because the front page is just the same game, and it has been like that for quite some time. That's kind of disheartening. I do like seeing new games on the front page all the time, but that's not always the case. So these new sponsor pushed out games by Roblox saying, oh yeah, this is a good game, try it out, I think that's totally cool. I also think that they're not totally going to get rid of sponsorship, like quote-unquote events. They're probably going to do it a different way, where they'll just release items in the catalog for free that you can pick up, and they might still have like the little event click option on the select bar, whatever you want to call it, but it'll probably just be explaining what's going on and then a link to the sponsor's website or something like that, because I can't see Roblox willingly losing out on money over a sponsorship. That just doesn't seem like a smart business move. So I think there'll still be sponsored items in catalogs, and you'll still be able to get things from companies, kind of, if you're really into that kind of thing. Like, I know I was really happy to see Captain America's shield on sale for free in the catalog because of the sponsorship with Endgame, which was really cool, so I was happy to see that. I'm trying not to make this video too long or too ranty because I know that that's not what I usually do. I'm usually really upbeat about these things. I usually really enjoy the event while I'm playing them, but when I go back and just look at them, it's just like, this event could have been so much better. Events always usually have the problem of being riddled with bugs, just being plain out unfair. Like, I am so upset the way that they did the, I think it's the backpacking egg. Like, that was really, really bad of the developer to do, to specifically put the requirements. Now, don't get me wrong, you can find the 3 fuses for the tornado egg to actually get the egg. You can find the 3 fuses out there with some searching, but he made it really difficult to do so. He wants to make sure that people buy that egg compass to make more money off of it. Now, that seems kind of like a jerk move to pull, in my opinion, because people come to these events, most people don't have builders clubs, stuff like that, don't have the Robux to spend on it, and have to hope for the best that other people do and can help them. Now, don't get me wrong, this builds really good community stuff, and I like seeing people work together on events. That's always awesome. I've always been having fun doing that, just meeting up with people, helping people out. That's always been a fun thing to do. But when you have to almost force people to purchase items to get to do one single egg, like if that doesn't show that this is kind of headed in a downward trend, then I don't know what will. So yes, I do believe that it is a good idea for events to be removed for now, if temporarily, and hopefully they bring them back better than ever. I don't know whether or not they will bring them back, but if they do, I would like to see them improve. So yeah, guys, that is my thoughts on the events removals. If you haven't done the egg hunt yet, I think you've still got some time to get it done, so go out there and grab your eggs. I got a whole bunch of tutorials on the channel for every egg, so you can go find them. But yeah, so that is all for this video. Again, hate to be a downer. That's not me. That's not what I'm about. But I know a lot of you guys wanted to hear where I stood on this whole event thing. So I'm happy that you want to know. And I'm happy that I'm able to give my opinion that I think events had a good run. But I think it's time for them to head off into the sunset, at least for now. Anyways, guys, that is all for this video. Anyways, it's Dragon Platinum, signing out. Peace out, guys. Bye.